Hello and welcome to my vape channel, and I'm going to do a review on the North Vision's Strawberry Dream Shake. Okay, cheers. Hello, and welcome to my vape channel, and I'm going to do a review on the North It's nice and smooth. Strawberry Dream Shake. It's nice and sweet. It's nice and smooth. I really like this flavor a lot. This flavor is called Gummy Bear. Okay, cheers. I really like this flavor a lot. It's nice and smooth. This tastes like gummy candy. And this is really, really good. This is a really good flavor. This is also a good flavor. Okay, can you guys hold on for 1 second? This is called the Mr. Vapor Deluxe Bar, and the flavor is strawberry burst. Okay, cheers. This tastes like a strawberry shake. It's nice and smooth. I definitely like this flavor a lot. And this one is called the Orange Lemon Pomegranate. Okay, cheers. I really like this flavor. It's nice and smooth. And I really like it. This one is called the Geek Ball Paws Sour Crab Apple. Okay, cheers. I really like it a lot. It's nice and smooth. It tastes like homemade apple juice. I drink the real pop. And I really like it. This one is called Berry Bliss. It's nice and smooth. I really like this flavor a lot. This tastes like blueberry pie. That's what it tastes like. Thank you for watching.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? It is Scorch. And I want to address this after all these years. I want to address a special video to Anthony Cumia. Anthony, I heard perhaps the other day you mentioned either Scorch's PFG TV or Dive Bar Locator, divebarlocator.com. Remember, don't drink and drive, subscribe, and pick up the app. I heard you may have mentioned us on your show. And I just really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because if you did do that, there's no question I got a spike in numbers this past week. And if you did do that, that's a classy move. I don't know the motive behind it yet. I would love to find out why. Because you and I have had weird heat, quote unquote, over the years. Everybody, all the O&A people say, oh, you know what, they loved you. But a lot of times it's gone a little too far. At least in my eyes, it's gone a little too far. And we're past that, brother. I'm 62 years old. I think you're a little bit older than that. Let's respect. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Let's respect one another. And let's maybe try some other things. Let's see what we can do. Let's talk. You can probably get a hold of me. There's no way am I going to put my telephone number out for the masses just because of everything that's always gone on. However, if you can get a hold of me, I would love to talk to you because, we have a history. Let's face facts. It started with the Undertaker's coffin and then the Sam Adams Brewery. Remember the Sam Adams Brewery? That's when it really started to come together. And I don't know what happened between the Sam Adams Brewery and this day in history. I really don't know, but I would love to find out. I have no problem burying any hatchet. I think you did a classy move. Yes, did it help? Certainly did. So thank you from everybody and the whole crew from PFG TV, Scorch's PFG TV, and of course, divebarlocator.com. Remember, divebarlocator.com. Don't drink and drive. Anthony Cumia, classy move, brother.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, adorable boy disciples. Let's get adorable. Thank you for joining us. Of course, I am your fearless leader, Spud Adorableski. and you are listening to the Adorable Boy Podcast. Yes, and laughter will ensue. Believe you me. Let me get my board situated here. Just a Saturday hang, as we're wont to do sometimes. Sometimes we just like to give you the free YouTube shows. This is a very casual thing. I'm actually alone in the Adorable Boy studios. We can't find Frankenbeans, so he wouldn't be here anyway. But either way, it's a nice relaxed hang for us on a Saturday night, just so the Adorable Boy disciples can get together, can communicate in a cogent fashion. Yes, huge vocabulary. I stumbled over that word. It won't happen again. It probably will. All right. So anyway, we'll do a little bit of a cornet-tober, as we like to do in this battle, as we wage a righteous assault on kowtowing in all its forms. Yes, we will not stand for it. We won't stand for kowtowing in any form. Yes, thank you. Yes. All right. So, a little housekeeping here. As you'll notice above my head here, we have the QR code. The Adorable Boy Podcast has signed a new deal with the Supertip Corporation, supertip.gg/Adorable Podcast. It's just a way to support the show. You can do text tips. You can do voice tips. It's pretty fun. We make a lot of money from various deals. But if you want to support the show, do it. It'll go right back into the show, and it'll help everyone. Let me give you an example of a super tip. Let me get the super tip thingy thing up here. If you could just bear with me for 1 second on this late Saturday evening. We're almost into Sunday morning. The Adorable Boys are going to help you laugh into Sunday morning. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. All right, hold on a second. There we go. And here's an example. This is just an example they have right there. It's a text tip. If you want to do a super tip, you either scan the QR code up there above my head or supertip.gg/Adorable Podcast. You can do a text tip like that, or you can do...
Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip. Welcome to Supertip, the Adorable Boy Podcast. This is a sample voice tip.
trying to figure
Welcome to Super Tip, the adorable.
Okay, so here's Jim Cornette probably mindlessly babbling about ice. Cornettober. Do we have the Cornettober song? No one's here with me. Usually there's a studio full of help. We don't have Cornettober. Let's see. Nope, we don't have Cornettober. That's okay. We have...
Shut up and let's go.
Shut up and let's go. There we go.
And we're going to have fun today, I promise you. Because we're going to talk about some silly people doing silly things, but we're not going to be silly at the start because I've been pissed off for 2 days and I might as well get it off my goddamn chest.
At least they're censoring themselves.
At least
That's good.
I'm not alone this time because there's a lot of people that are pissed off.
Let's hear it, Jim.
And we've heard from a lot of them, and it's all over the news and all over the television and all over everybody's thoughts.
Go on.
And so we might as well address it.
Get to it, Jim. Okay. This is just a bare bones broadcasting thing. He's burying the lead. He's rambling on. No one cares about any of this, Jim. Get done with the preamble and get to your point.
If anybody don't want to hear me talking,
no one wants to hear you talk
politics or current events today, you know what? Below me.
Oh, come on, Jim. With the crudeness.
About this shit because it's gotten serious enough that everybody needs to be talking about it.
Yeah. Why didn't you talk about it before, Jim? Are illegal immigration and deportations that new? You only seem to care when the guy you're obsessed with is in the White House.
Because you can't just turn your head and act like in this country, this is normal and acceptable and justifiable. And if people don't get mad and start saying things about it and go out and vote.
You only get mad when it's people you don't like doing it, Jim. That's the hypocrisy of you.
When the proper time comes and call attention to this shit, then we're going to be the shithole country that Donald Trump said we were and wants us to be and is actively trying to cause that. So I think we got to recognize it. And I know, again, what's the rule of a babyface promo, Brian? The babyface should always say what the fans want to say about that no good dirty heel and don't have the goddamn platform. And they speak vicariously through their babyface hero. Well, if you ain't on my side on this one today, folks, then I guess fuck you then. So I'm speaking for a lot of people who are goddamn fed up with what we're having to put up with in this country because of the unfortunate situation that we've been put in because of gullible people believing bullshit. So now it's come to masked armed federal agents are murdering United States citizens on the street, in public, in broad daylight, on video, by shooting them in the face. And then their representatives or their superiors, such as that soulless ghoul bitch Kristi Noem, and the head
very
pig in
gentlemanly
charge
of you.
himself, come out and call the woman the mother of the orphan child now. She's got 3 kids, but the one she's got with her last husband who died is now officially an orphan. Call her a domestic terrorist.
Get back here. Hold on. All right. Quiet down, Jim, for a second. Here's what bothers me most about this. And it's not just him. It's every idiot like him. He doesn't really care about this woman. He really doesn't. He's using this to score points or whatever. He doesn't care about this woman. It's all about what he can gain from it. The heart of kowtowing, really. And that's all. No one cares about this woman. I don't know what this woman was like. I'm sorry she got killed. This is a terrible thing. But let's look at the situation. All right, I'll let him talk some more.
To slander her on the way out. And I know there's people around the world that listen to this show that live in normal societies where facts are kind of accepted as fucking facts. And they don't understand what the fuck is going on with us over here, these Americans.
You don't
Along with a lot of
understand,
our
Jim.
former
You don't
allies
understand.
around the world and their governments. What the fuck's going on with those Americans? And we've been talking about the ICE patrol and assuming that everybody around the globe knows what's going on over here. So I don't want to leave because I think, Brian, I know 20% of the Cornet's Collectibles customers, maybe 25, are from international markets. I think it's
Is he implying he's going to leave the country? He's not going to leave the country. It's ridiculous. Everyone knows that. He's in his is he in his 70s? It's unbelievable the lengths of dishonesty. This guy was never going to leave the country. This guy doesn't care about this woman. And again, I wish she didn't get killed. I do. I wish she never went there. I just wish a lot of things. But what happened is they told her not to move. She moved. And when you do that to people who have guns, you are risking getting shot no matter who you are. And that's what happened, unfortunately.
See a higher or at least similar percentage for the podcast that are in UK or Japan, for fuck's sake, or all around the globe. Remember Australia. The guy from the Isle of Malta, Australia. So what we have here is the previous big lie. The one that everybody talks about, Donald Trump's big lie. That's what the journalists and the authors of the books about it and everybody have come to start calling it, when he wouldn't admit that he lost the 2020 election and he was slapped down in every court of law. Not only didn't have proof, never even had any evidence, just all of his lawyers were disbarred. But in the process, he made such noise and such stink that the rubes that buy his bullshit believed him. And still to this day, many of them do, despite everything.
So I'd like to ask, hold on, Cornet, just hold on. I'd like to ask him if he doesn't have the guts to come and do a real show. I'd like to ask him what we should do. Should we just have no laws regarding immigrants and they can just come in and break the law and that's it? I have so much sympathy for anyone who wants to come to this country and make a better life for themselves. I was lucky enough to be born here and I made a great thing of my life. But I can't imagine being stuck somewhere like Venezuela, who what Mr. Cornet doesn't seem to care about is now in a lot better shape, hopefully. At least they took the right move by getting rid of that guy, Maduro. But I was born in America. I'm so proud of that and happy for that, and I thank God for it. And if I wasn't born in America, I would try to come here, and I'd like to think I would try to come here legally. And if for some reason that wasn't an option, I might come here illegally, to be honest with you. But if I was here legally and someone caught me and said, hey, you got to go back, I would be like, okay, that's the law. That's what I have to do. And I don't know how many people have that opinion. Not the criminals, I'm sure. They want to stay here as long as they can. And apparently people like Cornet want them to stay here as long as they can. But I have so much sympathy for these people. But I also understand that we're a country who needs laws to protect its people. And that's all part of the same evil that echoes through the generations. It's the same evil as always. Take something good like this country who was founded on the ideals that no other country got right. I mean, sure, we built on other things, the Magna Carta and all the great thinking, the Enlightenment thinking. We built on that to make this great country. So why wouldn't we protect it? And you have to protect it because there are people who want to hurt it. There are Americans who want to hurt it. There are foreign people who want to hurt it. There just are, and you have to protect it. But again, I wouldn't judge anyone for coming here illegally and obeying the laws and trying to live a life. I wouldn't. You run the risk of getting arrested and deported, but that's how it goes. I wouldn't report someone here, and maybe other people would. I wouldn't. There are rules. I've known many people who were here illegally, but they followed the rules. They were good people. They made the country a better place. I would help them stay in the country if I could. But I also realize there needs to be laws. Mr. Cornette apparently thinks there doesn't need to be laws, and whatever he wants at any given moment, at any whim. And that's how you know he's so wrong, because he can speak convincingly. He really can. That's why he was successful in wrestling. He's just a big idiot, so that's why he's so unsuccessful now, in my opinion. Even though he has a legion of dummy followers. But he can speak convincingly. And the way you know he's wrong is because everything is on a whim. On a whim, he's now completely against deportation. When Obama was doing it, nothing. Okay, whatever, they got to go. Now it's the worst thing. He's a liar here. And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But I'm going to let him keep going because that's what I do. You let evil show itself, and that's how you destroy it.
Big lie. But I think when they write the history books, that's not going to be the big one. The biggest lie, the one that's going to get more people killed and more people injured and more fucking property destroyed and more shit go on needlessly and unnecessarily, is the bullshit story that he has told these lunatics about the immigrants. And just before we talk about this specific incident,
I can't wait to hear what the hell he's talking about here.
We have to tell the people who
what
don't
story
live
he's talking
in
about.
bizarro world,
yeah,
how we got here. For just a second.
We got here because you're a dummy.
I swear to God, I'm not made. Brian, if I say anything that you haven't seen on the news, if I exaggerate anything, I want you to stop me. Donald Trump and his minions and henchmen and mouthpieces and mouth organs have told people in this country for a long time now that the Biden administration not only knew but allowed all the countries that Donald Trump and the maggots are mad at, from Mexico all the way down through South America, just every place that they look like that.
Like what, Jim?
He has said that they let not millions, but tens of millions. One time I heard him say 25 million undocumented aliens into this country, that they emptied the prisons and the insane asylums and the fucking, they sent us lunatics and rapists and murder.
Listen, Trump says a lot of things. If there are rapists and murderers getting in here that shouldn't be here, they shouldn't be here. And we should have a federal law enforcement to get them out, which is what ICE is. And I'm the first one to question the motives of a government because that's what you're supposed to do. But again, Cornette doesn't care beforehand. He doesn't know how many of these bad people came in the Biden administration or the first Trump administration or now. He has no idea. All he knows is that he hates Trump, so he's going to say, oh, this is a lie. Oh, yep. What he said is a lie. I highly doubt Mr. Cornette's going to corroborate that feeling, but maybe he will. Maybe he'll surprise us. He won't, I bet you. Quack.
Murderers and clean their country and send them all up here. And the Democrats just said, oh, okay, well, they're good. They'll vote for us. That's basically in a nutshell the story you have heard told, is it not?
That is certainly what they've been saying, yes.
And they believe this. I'm not saying that a murderer or a rapist or a lunatic didn't get through, because Lord knows we had enough homegrown.
So now we admit, yeah, we let some people in this country that shouldn't be in this country. Okay, at least we're there.
To begin with, they're everywhere. But these people believe that that's what they all are.
And that's a lie. I don't know any Trump supporter who believes that everyone who comes into this country illegally is a criminal. No one believes that. Why do you have to lie, Jim? Is your point not good enough? You have to lie about it? That's what it seems like.
from the gangs and the murderers and the rapists, and they ate the dogs and the cats. That was strategic, I think, now on their part.
Oh, you think so, Jim?
To come up with that eating
what
the
a big
dogs
brain.
and cats story where the immigrants were
What
eating
a
the
big
pets in
brain.
Ohio, because it made it so ridiculous to normal people.
Was it true, Jim?
That they scoffed.
Do you have any idea?
They thought he
I don't
jumped
know.
the shark, and it's
Do you
all
have any idea?
bullshit now. Nobody's going to believe this.
Talking over me, Jim. I don't like it.
Suckers still believed it. He'll
What do you
anything.
believe, Jim? Well, I believe whatever doesn't kill you makes you stranger. But what do you believe, Jim? You believe what you're told to believe, and what you believe changes day to day on a whim. On a whim, Jim. Whim
So
Jim, that's what we'll call you.
You've got a large group of gullible people in this country who believe that all the immigrants,
Whim Jim's not gullible.
or people who look like immigrants, who have come to this country were from an insane immigrant. Still believed it. He'll believe anything. So now you've got a large group of gullible people in this country who believe that all the immigrants.
Show the people, Jim.
Or
Show
people
this
who look like immigrants.
large group of people who believe that every immigrant is a criminal. Show them. And again, you can't, because no large group like that exists. Maybe there's a teenager out there somewhere who's an idiot. I mean, there are a lot of idiot teenagers, but there are a lot of idiot people. You're one of them. But show me these people. And if they don't exist, why do you have to lie about it? And I think this is one of the best ways to battle this whole cult, which is what Cornette's part of, in my opinion. Show it. Show these large groups of people that think every immigrant is a criminal. Show Trump saying one time that every immigrant is a criminal. Show it. And when you can't, what will you say then, Jimbo?
Who have come to this country were from an insane asylum or a prison or a member of a goddamn violent gang. And then...
No gang members in the country there, Jimbo? Now, again, not everyone. I mean, not every immigrant is a gang member. No one thinks that. Nobody thinks that. But are gang members not a problem, Jim? Jim, are there not people in this country whose families, loved ones were murdered by gang members that came from another country? Are there not these gangs all over the country from another country who commit crimes here? What do you say to the people who lose their loved ones, Jim? They don't matter? You don't care about them, do you? No. You care about these fictional groups of people who think that every immigrant's a criminal.
This is where the ICE comes in. Because these people are so scared that, and boy, it'd be a reason to be scared if any of that shit was true. But they're so
None
scared
of what you're saying
that
is
they
true
want
there.
him to
Whim
hire
Jim.
these fat, obnoxious. I saw the other day the perfect.
I don't know about you, fellow adorable boy disciples, but I remember when saying anything against law enforcement, especially federal law enforcement, was such a sin. How could you disrespect them? They died on January 6th, weeks after, and there was, a few of them. But to disrespect them was tantamount to treason. That's alliteration. But to disrespect these brave officers, tantamount to treason. But now you can call them fat. You can call them I've seen many people compare them to Nazis. That's okay now because you don't like the president. Okay. Gotcha, Jimbo.
Big description on
Whim
Twitter.
Jim.
An ICE agent is somebody too stupid to become a prison guard. These untrained assholes who want to...
Can you back up that they're untrained there, Jimbo? Can you show me that they're not training these ICE agents? I'd love to see the proof of that. Again, we got a whole list of stuff that we need you to prove, Jim, because you're saying it. You're getting on your air as small a reach as it may be. And you're saying these things. So back them up, Jim. Shouldn't be too hard.
Compensate for their tiny dicks by fondling their large guns.
What's with you and the male genitalia, Jim? Who cares about any law? I've never once thought about any member of law enforcement's genitalia, male or female. Never. You're bringing it up, though. That's weird. We'll note that in the file.
Guns who want to push people around because they've got a grudge against society. And they can put masks on and cosplay as soldiers. And the only problem is the difference between...
You know who I see cosplaying as soldiers a lot there, Jimbo, is Antifa, who's your favorite organization, probably. I don't know that to be true. I'm sure you don't hate them. They cosplay as soldiers. They with no training, they're jokes. But ICE, who's actually a trained federal law enforcement agency, they're fat, and apparently you're thinking about their genitalia. Now, again, don't take this as I think ICE is infallible and the government is, always above board. Because I don't know much about ICE. I've never had any dealings with them. I would listen and I would look at evidence, and if Jimbo gave any evidence, I would listen to it. But he doesn't. He just hates them right now because he's Jim Cornette. That's not alliteration, but I liked it anyway. But again, Jim hating on federal law enforcement. And, and when there's a Democrat president, again, federal law enforcement is the lifeblood of this country. How dare you disrespect them? I would like to have a good conversation with someone who could inform me about if ICE specifically is doing anything wrong, what they're doing, why they're doing it, how they're doing it, all that stuff. Jim's not going to give that, though. Jim's going to talk about his fantasies about their inadequate genitalia.
Between them and real soldiers is the people the soldiers are fighting back.
Which you called treason 5 years ago, January 6th. But now, fighting federal law enforcement, that's great. That's the bee's knees, according to Jim.
ICE fucks get to go out in the
Profanity.
street and just push people around. The videos
Why are
have
they,
been going on for months.
Why are they there,
dragging
Jimbo?
pregnant
This
women
woman
down the sidewalk.
Oh, pause. Hold on there, Jimbo. This woman, she made it her goal to, audit ICE or whatever the heck words they use, and follow them around and harass them. They're on video harassing them right before the incident happened. Why was she there? Why did she drive when she was told not to drive? Now, would I like to believe if I was that officer, I would have gotten out of that situation without anyone having died? I'd like to believe that. I've never been an officer. I'm a shock jock. And that comes with its own set of rules and dangers. So I can't say anything about what that officer did. His life was in danger. His life is in danger every time he goes out in the street at all. Especially now with your cult brainwashing people against them. Which is literally what's happening. They're creating this volatile environment. And they want violence. And maybe it's subconscious. Maybe for some people it's conscious. They want this violence. They want this hate. It's a demonic thing to destroy the good. That's their goal. That is the bedrock goal of all evil. And they will never win, but they can do damage. So, soldiers I don't know what I was going to say there, but people like Jim Cornette get out there and try to rile up this hatred. And the mentally ill people will then go out and do things like the guy who tried to kill Trump. Like the two guys who tried to kill Trump. Like the guy who shot Charlie Kirk. I mean, I put, and not legally or anything like that, spiritually and philosophically, I put blame on every liberal who refuses to see the truth. And I usually hate using labels like liberal, but it's just easier right now. This crazy far left contingent are brainwashing people. And 99.9% of people will never do anything. They'll be brainwashed and they'll complain and they'll blah, blah, blah. And then there's that little percentage that are going to go out and try to hurt people because they've been emboldened by rhetoric like this.
They're breaking people's windshields and windows and pulling them out of cars that are citizens and kneeling on grandmothers. And they shot the priest in the head with a fucking pepper gas ball.
What priest? I don't know what he's talking about there. I'm sure, who knows? But again, I'm not very well versed in this story, but that woman at the Capitol thing who got shot through a door, I believe. You didn't care about those. Those cops were good, right? These ones are bad. I've seen that woman, Ashley Babbitt. I've seen her I've seen the most disrespectful things be put out after her death. And who cares? She's somewhere better now. But the point of it is these people will stop at nothing. These people will degrade anyone. And I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. They're hypocrites and they don't care and they don't care about the good. And that's the thing. They are stupid. Part of them is that they're stupid and they don't know. But there is a part of them who are they are knowingly going against the good. They are knowingly doing it. And we're here to fight them, and we will fight them. That's what shock jocks do.
And it's insane. You know what kind of element you're getting to apply for this job, and they're giving out big signing bonuses. And then
what element is applying for this job, Jim? I don't know. What? Tell me. People with small genitalia, that's what you know about them? You measure everyone's wiener? And yeah. Is that the element they're hiring? I'm still a shock jock. Anyway, go on, Jim.
Manufactured a goddamn hatred for an entire, not even race of just a
and who do you hate, Jim? You don't have a hatred? You don't have a manufactured hatred for this group of people, hypothetical people that think every immigrant's a criminal? You don't have a hatred there, Jimbo?
The people and fear of them, and then he fucking satisfies these goddamn rednecks' gun fetish by having this fat
Can
meal
you
team
imagine?
six
Quiet, Jim.
ready to stand by
Hey,
and go push
I said
people
quiet.
around.
Get back here.
And then
I said quiet. Okay. Can you imagine someone with that accent calling other people rednecks? Live in that world for a second. Because I don't want to live in that world. The man with the reddest neck calling others rednecks. It is to laugh, Jim. Jim. It is to laugh.
Best part of it all, he announces that he's going to send these people to all the cities that are run under Democratic administrations where the mayors...
Well, look at the crime there, Jim. I mean, and from what I've seen, but who knows? I haven't looked into it. I'm busy shock jocking. Is the crime worse in Democratic cities? And not just reported crime, because we know that a lot of them don't report crimes or don't respond to crimes or all that stuff. And stats can get skewed that way. I'm not saying they still are, but we know that's happened in the past. Go talk to the people of the city. Ask them if they feel safe. You won't do that because then truth might come out, and truth is your enemy, Jim. Jim.
Democrat, or the governor's a Democrat, or
Jim, enemy of truth, coming this summer to AMC theaters.
Somebody who has opposed him, and he tells people Portland's on fire. You see people tweeting pictures from like a fucking street music festival in Portland.
Is Portland doing well, Jim? Are the people there happy? I don't know. Maybe we should ask them, though. I know you don't care about the people of Venezuela. You don't care if they're happy or not. You don't care if they're living under a tyrant. But what about the people in Portland? Ask them if they're happy. See if they're happy. And get a good cross-section. Not just people you know will say it. You know, the idiots. Like you. Jim. Portlanders. Yeah.
Flowers going, it's burning, man. He sends them where they are not needed because he says crime is out of control, and all officials in the local municipalities are said, no, crime's down. We don't need this. You're going to aggravate people. And then he sends them in and wants...
Show that, Jim. Show the crime being down in these cities. Please. Show it. I mean, it's down since Trump took over. But, you don't want to admit that, do you, Jimbo?
To create problems to distract from his constant allegations of pedophilia being leveled against him, as well as the war crimes of taking over...
How about just one...
fucking random countries for their
one
oil
piece of proof
without congressional approval.
One piece of proof there, Jim, about the pedophilia. And tell us more about how you didn't want him to take out a tyrant in Venezuela. Please, make that argument. Please, I'd love to hear it.
Shit like that. He wants the riots and the people and the chaos to distract from that, and also to get even with the goddamn people that are trying to stop him.
You mean like the people who tried to put him in jail so he couldn't run
It's
for president? You mean those people, Jim? Maybe those people should be stopped. They were trying to use the government as a weapon. But you're okay with that. Okay. I should make a list. A Whim Jim list of things you're okay with and things you're not okay with. Venezuelans living under a tyrant? Yep, you're good with that. Hypothetical groups of people who think that every immigrant is a criminal? Imaginary groups of people. Really, they're not even hypothetical. They're imaginary. They don't exist. Oh,
to varying degrees in different places. They've been in Charlotte. They were in Los Angeles. They're still in Portland, which, by the way, we can't even get into this, but they just shot 2 more people in Portland, but we don't even know any details yet.
Well, get the details then, Jimbo.
Happened yesterday. So apparently in Minneapolis, they're in this neighborhood. And I'm not talking about the neighborhood. It's a fucking neighborhood. There are houses and front yards, and it's a nice wide street, and blah, blah, blah. And there's a SUV or some type of smaller SUV vehicle. Oh, you see on the video, parked in the, not parked, but pulled sideways in the street, stopped. We don't know, conflicting stories on whether this woman was trying to warn her neighbors or was just caught in the middle of the traffic because she had just apparently dropped her kid off to school.
Again, Jim, you don't know much about this story. She was there to watch ICE. She was, her car was where it shouldn't have been. Should she have been shot for it? No, that's not a shootable offense. But I can tell you, if you start putting your car in motion, when they tell you to stop, anything can happen. And it did, unfortunately. I actually care about that woman. I'm sorry she passed away. You would, on the other hand, I don't know.
But if she was trying to block someone off or warn someone, she's sitting there in a vehicle, not moving, unarmed.
Until she is moving and tries and almost runs someone over. Then things change, don't they, Jim? Don't bring that up, though.
All of a sudden, here comes the meal team, and they surround her vehicle. One of them is pulling on her door. Her window is open.
Her wife is out of the car yelling at ICE. She's yelling at ICE. Leave all this stuff out, Jim. Make it sound like ICE just came up to this car out of nowhere and shot her. Make it sound like that. Because then you'll win, right, Jim? Right, Whim, Jim? You'll win like you used to win those wrestling matches. Except for you didn't. You cheated and lied and stealed in that wrestling ring. And I know it's kayfabe, as they say. But hey, as The Rock said, lay down with dogs, get up with fleas. He's mischaracterizing the entire thing. And you have to wonder, why is he doing that? Well, he can't, you wouldn't do that if you were telling the truth, would you? No, you wouldn't. You would just tell the truth. And then you wouldn't get caught in these contradictions.
Driver window, pulling on her door like they're going to open the door and fucking jerk her out of there. She sees other people masked, getting her, screaming, get out of the fucking car. She backs up as she's going, and I've been in this position, by the way, with a variety of people pulling on the door and etc. And you don't see everybody around you. You back up and you pull out.
Okay, this is hypothetical, which if he wasn't making such other terrible arguments, you know, you could be like, okay, let's hear it. Let's hear him out. But we've seen the video. She knew the cop, the ICE was there. She was there to confront ICE. Her wife was outside of the car filming and jabber-jawing, as they say, with the police, ICE agents, whatever. They tell her not to move. I believe they tell her to get out of the car, but I'm not 100% sure about that. They tell her not to move. She starts to pull away. Again, you're taking your life into your own hands there. And I'm sorry it happened. I wish better choices were made. But I can't really blame the officer for defending himself. I just can't, from what I know. Now, who knows? Other things could come out and it could change this opinion. And then I might think, hey, this was a murder. But there's no chance that this was a murder. Jim is just, he's being Whim Jim is who he's being.
And when she backed up like a couple feet and pulled out to get away from this guy, another guy was.
Why was she there? She went to the guys.
In front of the car. As he gets around the front of it, he just pulls his gun and shoots her in the fucking head. I don't know how many times he hit her, but he shot her 3 times. Or shot 3 times. And of course, it kills her pretty instantly. But the car is still going and goes like 40 or 50 more feet and crashes into 2 other cars and a telephone pole. And people are screaming. One woman is screaming, "You just fucking killed my neighbor." And there's a doctor screaming, "Can I check a pulse?" No, and they're cordoning people off from going to the fucking car. He's like, "I'm a physician. Can I?" "No, get away. We got our own medics." There were no medics. People are screaming, "Where are the fucking medics?"
Profanity, Jim.
Where? We got them back at headquarters. As soon as we found that woman's head.
I mean, I guess that's where we can end that. I think he's just going to keep saying the same stuff over again, and I've shown his idiocy on that. All right, we got one more part of the Cornett-Tober situation. Here it is. Okay, I don't know who or what a Kroger is, but apparently Mr. Cornett is annoyed at them. So I'm going to assume that they're completely in the right, because that's usually how this works. So again, I haven't. Let's put that back. There we go. I haven't listened to this, where you're getting my fresh reaction here on the Adorable Boy podcast. If you want to support the show, supertip.gg/adorableBoy. Nice little QR code. Thank you to Mr. Patrick Melton for making this deal with us, for the Adorable Boys, to bring us on the Super Tips. We're very excited about it. We think it's going to be a great relationship. All right, so let's hear this dummy talk about whatever Kroger is.
Of Emo's Pizza.
All right, shut up.
Has Jim tried it yet? And if so, comparison to the original. So I'll ask you that, and then everyone wants to know what's going on with you and Kroger.
Well, that's the thing.
I'd like to know
now
that.
Kroger is trying to woo me back already. They've got me trying to get me.
I'd like to know what Kroger is. If they're trying to woo him back, I'm going to assume it's some sort of goblin masquerading as a human female that would like to lay its eggs inside Jim Cornette's ample mid-region, and I guess have some sort of goblin Kentucky babies. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with Kroger is a sort of female goblin masquerading as a human being, wanting to lay eggs within the midsection of a doughy 60-year-old former wrestling manager. Okay, let me write that down, because that's what Kroger is. I'm fairly confident in this.
Pizza, for fuck's sake. And what I've done, pizza, Brian, is I've got.
Okay. Kroger is a female. I'm going to say green, not like the supervillain, but a green goblin. She's just a goblin who's a color green. I don't want any copyright infringement there. Who wants to lay her eggs? She's masquerading as a human. She wants to lay her eggs in the midsection, the ample, doughy midsection of a 70-year-old former wrestling manager. And this goblin eats pizza exclusively or something, or doesn't like pizza. I don't know. But it's one of these things. Okay. That's what Kroger is. I'm very, very confident in this.
Gotten popular enough. Actually, I've just gotten retweeted enough and or the little hearted enough on the Twitter machine that it's triggering all
Twitter's an app, Jim, not a machine. Get your goblin girlfriend to tell you that.
Kinds of things. And now these two worlds are colliding. T'other day, I wanted to go to the grocery store, and I know for people who've said, "Oh."
Okay. Update. See, because we're getting information as it goes. Kroger, green goblin, nothing like the Spider-Man villain, to avoid copyright infringement, of course. Female, masquerading as a human female, lays her eggs in the midsection of a doughy 70-year-old former wrestling manager, eats pizza, I believe, or doesn't eat pizza. And I don't know, there's no hope. What did they just say?
Oh, you ought to have.
Hold on.
And now these two worlds are colliding.
Yeah, keep going.
T'other day,
It's the other
I
day.
wanted to go to the grocery store, and I don't.
Oh, and it works at the grocery store. Okay. Okay. So, just to be clear, Kroger. And this is what I think. I don't know who or what that is, but I think it's a who, and it's a green goblin, not like the Spider-Man villain. Copyright infringement. Lays her eggs in the midsection of a doughy 70-year-old former wrestling manager. Either likes pizza or doesn't like pizza. Works and or lives in a grocery store or under a grocery store. And yeah, okay, that's what I got so far. Pretty confident in this.
People have said, oh, you ought to have your shit delivered. I don't want people to pick out my meat. I don't want them to choose how my deli meat is sliced, the thickness for my sandwich.
Not great at choosing deli meat. This Kroger goblin. Okay, so to review what Kroger is. Green goblin, not the Spider-Man villain. Copyright infringement. Wants to lay her eggs in the midsection of a doughy 70-year-old wrestling manager. Either likes or doesn't like pizza. Maybe lives under a pizza, who knows? Likes or lives under a grocery store. Is what they call meat blind. Doesn't know how to pick out meat. So Jim doesn't want her getting his meat because she's meat blind. Kroger is a meat blind goblin, and we're okay with that. We accept it. We hope it makes you happy, Jim, because you're very unhappy, it seems. And maybe you wouldn't be doing this if you were happy. And maybe this Kroger meat blind goblin can help you, Jim. That's what I want for you. If you want this green goblin, not the Spider-Man villain, infringement, to lay her eggs in your doughy midsection, and that'll make you happy, I want that for you. And I don't want her to pick out your meat because she's meat blind. And she might live under a pizza. Okay.
Which is, or my various cuts of fine beef and pork and chicken and whatever the fuck it is. I don't
That's language. That's all meat. So she's meat blind, so don't let her pick that out either, Jim. I don't know if you're confused as to whether that stuff is meat. It is. Don't let Kroger, the green meat goblin, not the infringement, pick out your pizza.
People to smush my bread.
Smush his bread. Okay, Kroger. Okay. I wish I had an assistant here to write this down. I'll transcribe it afterwards. Okay, Kroger. And Jim is mad at it, but I think it's kind of a love mad thing. Like he wouldn't be mad at it, but he just loves it so much. Okay, Kroger. Green meat blind goblin, not like the villain from Spider-Man. Copyright. Lives in a pizza and eats her way out of it every Tuesday. Can't pick out meat blind. That's pork. That's deli meat. That's all of it. Beef, everything. What was the last thing too? I keep forgetting. It's hard to remember.
Various cuts of fine beef and pork and chicken and whatever the fuck it is. I don't want people to smush my bread.
Oh, bread smusher. I think that's what the big fight was about. This is why he's mad at this meat goblin. Because it smushed the bread. Jim, if you want my opinion, if this I don't know, potential lover of yours is having so much trouble with groceries, keep her out of the grocery store. If she lives under it, let her live under it. Get her some pizza, not meat. Don't put sausage, don't put meatball on that pizza, Jim. Not even bacon. Bacon on pizza seems to be a sin to me anyway. But anyway. And your green meat goblin, not the Spider-Man villain from the copyright infringement. And you'll be happy. And you won't have to be mad anymore because she won't smush the bread. She won't pick the wrong meat. She won't be meat. Well, she'll be meat blind, but it just won't matter because she won't be around meat. What does she eat, Jim? What does Kroger, this goblin, eat? I don't know. Hopefully you say.
Don't you hate it when people smush your bread, Brian? You can
she's
have
a goblin, Jim. She's just pretending to be a person. She's a goblin.
Bulk shit and stuff like that, and that's wonderful, and we do that from the the bulk buying establishment, but I want to go pick out the shit that I'm picky about eating. And I don't mind.
Did he just say he eats poop? Jim, that's a problem. And maybe if you didn't eat poop, you could find a non-goblin. Just saying.
Going there and doing that if the transaction is as pleasurable as it can be under
no one wants to hear about this, Jim. You let her lay her eggs if you want to. Don't you tell us about it. Because she a meat goblin.
Circumstances. But what the problem is with me and Kroger is because how do you feel about the use case?
Jim, work it out with this meat goblin named Kroger. Work it out. I think these midsection eggs and raising them, I think that'll do you some good. And it'll keep you from podcasting, which is, what everyone wants. No one wants you to podcast, Jim. So live this life with this meat goblin. Not the Spider-Man villain. Is there a meat goblin Spider-Man villain? That'd be interesting. Anyway. Just live your life, Jim. Just go on.
Scans. Brian, now that we're on this subject, I'm just going to go ahead and just come out with this. How do you feel about the U-scans?
Not a fan, because although it's supposed to save time and be convenient, I've never seen a U-scan section where there didn't have to be someone hovering over it to fix problems that...
I feel like I should say okay boomer here and not the Boomer Esiason thing. That's what I feel like. First of all, who calls them U-scans? I mean, I have my assistants go to the grocery store and they FaceTime me while they do it because I like to be among the people, even if I'm on my phone and I'm really in my mansion. But they're just self-checkout. That's what you call them. Self-checkout. U-scan. What the hell's wrong with you? And your co-hosts. Does your co-host know you're a meat goblin named Kroger? I'd like to know. Is your Kroger goblin related to Chad Kroger from Nickelback? I don't know. Questions, Jim. You don't answer these questions. You're not a great broadcaster. These are things you should instinctively answer. You don't have the instincts. But maybe some meat goblin eggs in the old belly of yours, maybe that'll help.
Constantly arise.
There you have it. And that's why I was going to say that I've gotten to the point where I've triggered the bots now that are just going to disagree with me because I vent.
Wait, is the meat goblin a robot? Did he just say that? I was counting my money. Okay, so let's rehash this, huh? Okay. So Jim is mad at Kroger, which is a green meat goblin, not the meat goblin from Spider-Man who throws the steaks at Spider-Man all the time. Not him. Copyright infringement. He's mad at this goblin who is parading as a human lady, and it is a female goblin, and her name is Kroger, and she wants to lay eggs, or maybe she has laid eggs, laying eggs, whatever, in his soft white underbelly, to reproduce. Or to eat. I don't know. She either likes or doesn't like pizza or lives under a pizza, like a big, I don't know how that would work. Pizza-shaped tent, hopefully a waterproof pizza. That's a good idea. Okay. I was getting off track there. My brilliance. She lives under a Kroger or in a Kroger. No. Kroger lives under a supermarket. Or in a supermarket, is meat blind, doesn't know meats, and smush spread, and that's, I think, why Wim Jim is mad.
Did my frustration at Kroger the other day, which, by the way, I've sworn them off.
Okay.
I've just sworn them off. Now they get the Emo's Pizza. Probably not in my neighborhood.
What the hell's Emo's Pizza?
Good, who knows? But it doesn't need to be that way, but it is. And I tweeted that I was done with these people because they're fucking U-scan while they're paying
Language, Jim, language.
people to stand there and stare at us, try to figure it out, etc.
No one cares about your opinion
And of course,
of a 30-year-old technology.
Righteous indignation.
Oh, shut up.
And say yes and start
It's been
listing
like-
all the problems.
It's been like 30 years since they had the self-checkouts. Not everywhere, but they were there. They were around 30 years ago. And Jim's just finally getting around to realizing that he doesn't like them. They're the easiest thing on the planet, too. You just do it. Older people have trouble, and I guess Jim is older. And also, he may or may not have a clutch of eggs in his stomach. So I'm sure that doesn't help. Hormones and such. And just, I mean, how does she just rip his stomach open? That sounds painful. All right, go ahead, Jim.
But then I have accounts that don't follow me. I don't know how they got this information, but now they are disagreeing with me. You're right, but they all say the same thing, and you're a boomer, and you can't figure it out. And I think
they're right, Jim.
At some point you trigger something when any sentiment of yours. I could say, God damn it, I hated this nuclear fallout, this radioactive fallout that's come from that nuclear explosion. I hate it that it's melting all the neighbors. And somebody would say, God damn it, at least you'll glow in the dark. You don't have to plug in a nightlight.
I don't even, how did he get here?
It's just they pop out of, so anyway, so I know I've hit something here that affects a lot of people. It's not that we can't figure out the task of, okay, take the goddamn gimmick.
Shut up.
Slide the barcode
about
across
the self-checkout.
And it scans it.
That's how it works.
At the root of the thing.
Okay, here's another. I said he doesn't have good broadcasting instincts. He has some sort of situation with a meat-blind goblin. Not the Spider-Man villain. And yet he's talking about self-checkout. 30 years, Jim. It's been around. Talk about the meat-blind goblin living under the store. Goodness gracious.
This thing's supposed to go.
Sorry for the language. Sorry.
Number one, it's like all this other technology. It don't fucking work.
It does work.
And
I've never had a problem with it. I'm on my assistants.
Well,
I'm on FaceTime.
I got news for you children out there.
Okay, boomer.
You don't know what the fuck to do.
Oh, language. Jim, the FCC.
So
they won't leave me be.
Thing. You're completely lost.
Let me be
in
me.
How to live your life.
Let me see.
But I can interact
try
with
to shut me down on
people
TV.
in the purchase of my goods.
Pretty empty without me.
I go to the store in the morning because I don't want to be there when
Is
it's all
this-
fucking crowded because it even
Get
gets
to the
worse. But
goblin.
I'm not talking about 6 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. You should have more than one lane open when somebody.
Shut
and
up.
I didn't even have as much.
No
as
one's in the
usual,
supermarket at 10 o'clock in the
but
morning.
when somebody's got an entire basket load of groceries, because it is a grocery
He
store.
is just rambling. Oh, wait.
It's not
Okay. I'm just confused.
a convenience store. It's not a place you go in to pick up a couple of
Why is he stopped talking about the goblin? And I'm wondering why.
items.
It's almost like
You're feeding a goddamn some element of a fucking family.
element to
whether
it.
it
What the hell does
be-
that mean?
Just some guy and his wife, or goddamn Mormons with 6 wives and 18 kids. I don't know what the fuck's going on around here. But people get a lot of shit. And there's only one human being with one checkout lane, and the fucking carts are backed up at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm trying to go through the fucking U-scan. Even though I've in the past done everything I could to avoid it.
Oh,
For these
God,
reasons.
is this all he's talking? Get to the goblin. Okay,
First,
let's.
Scanning
I'm gonna
things,
listen for
but
the
then
word
you
goblin.
have to put them on this open.
Oh,
And if you don't goddamn put the item on the
shut up.
boxes, the thing up.
He's still talking about it.
So you got to
He's
put
talking
all
about
the
the
shit in
intricacies
here somehow on this goddamn lazy
of a
sensitive
self-checkout.
motherfucker. It's about as
When
big
there's a
around
meat
as
goblin
this
afoot.
goddamn- as the
A
average
meat blind
fucking
goblin.
manhole cover.
Not the Spider-Man villain. Not that Spider-Man villain that goes around with the sausage tied around his eyes. Not him. Because that'd be copyright infringement. There's a meat blind goblin who smushes bread and either loves or hates pizza. And look at him. He's rambling still.
She's got to wave a card and hit a button, and
He's still rambling.
How many are there? So and so. Okay, how about these green peppers? Oh, you got to weigh those. Put those on the thing. Okay, how the fuck am I supposed to know how to do this? Then I say thank you, and then I fucking get that shit. And then as I'm ringing up other shit, I ring something up and it says help will be there. I said, I don't need any help. But now you can't do anything else until help comes. And help comes and she waves the card and hits the fucking buttons. And I don't know why I needed help. And by now, I've turned the milk over
I
on my
told you
goddamn
guys
hamburger
yesterday.
buns on this thing, trying to wedge everything.
She told
in
you
on this
yesterday,
tiny
Jim.
fucking platform.
What did she tell you? I don't know.
It says, and it froze up again before because it froze
I
up
drink
again
the
as I
real
was
pop.
ringing my last
She drinks the
item.
real pop.
And
That's
she
what
had
she
to come
told you
over and turn
yesterday.
it on again, and that's
I
good.
told
And I'm
you guys
checking out, and I'm
yesterday.
using my coupons because Brian, I play a game. I get coupons in the mail from Kroger for the various items, and I go and see how
Whoa,
much I can
whoa.
fuck.
Why is there a goblin sending him coupons? Coupons are coupons, whatever.
Can get back from these greedy bastards. And sometimes with the Kroger card and or these coupons, I'll take 50 or 60 bucks off the goddamn day. More when they have the buy two, get two 12 packs of Sprite Zero, whatever.
No one cares what kind of soda you buy, Jim.
And
Is
everything's
Kroger the
working
store,
perfect.
or is it a meat blind goblin? I'm starting to think Kroger might be the store. I've never heard of it, though. I mean, I have my assistants do all my shopping. But so this whole thing is just about how he doesn't like supermarket self-checkouts? I don't... And, go on.
Perfectly. And I get to the last goddamn coupon. And as I scan it, it says, help will be on the way. But now the help lady is gone. And there's no way to go back or go forward or just say, never mind, I don't want to save the 75 cents. Take this off. You can't do any goddamn thing until help arrives. And so I'm standing there looking around. I've gone through this whole fucking process for one goddamn bar scan. So basically, finally, she comes around and I say, you know what? If it's this difficult for me to give you this much money, apparently you guys aren't that interested in selling this stuff. So go ahead and keep it. Keep the coupons, keep the food, keep it all. I will go elsewhere. And I left them sitting there staring at it. And I went to Paul's Market, where they got human beings to greet you with a smile. I want to go through the fucking lane and have the professionals scan and weigh and ring up my shit while I'm putting it out of the goddamn cart. And I will meet it at the other end, where if there's not a bagging person, I will bag it myself while cheerfully conversing with the fucking ringer-upper. And if there is a bagging person, I will oversee them while grabbing my chips and my goddamn bread so they don't get squished. And I put them in the baby seat. And then I thank everybody. And they thank me for my business, so I feel like I'm appreciated. And then they say, have a nice day. And I return the fucking platitude to them. And there's been a transaction.
I'm sorry.
I feel like I'm goddamn halfway
I needed a
stealing this
second
shit anyway when I just
to really
fucking
understand that he's actually doing this. I thought he was talking about a meat blind goblin, but apparently he's talking about a store. Kroger's a store, I guess. I'm being told. All right. I'm sorry. We should move on. We should definitely move on. All right. Okay. Now let's move on to something. The Dabbleverse. Okay, so it's something I've spoken about a few times on the free shows, a lot of times on the Smorgasbord. By the way, the Smorgasbord is one of the best ways to support the show. If you know the people who know how to join, and they will. And I mean, it's all of our content. It's years and years. Not every single thing, because we're still negotiating with some radio stations to get our material back, but a lot of stuff. A really good back catalog. And of course, all the new shows, all the members only stuff, all in this smorgasbord. Again, those who know how to join will join and they will enjoy it. Okay. So the Dabbleverse, we talked about quite a few times. Basically, it's a whole online group of shows. Pretty big, actually. They all kind of talk about mostly the same things. It's all one like little universe. A lot has to do with this guy on your is on my right, I think. The dumb one, not the dumb looking one. One of these guys looks dumb. One looks like a genius. The dumb one is Stuttering John Melendez. He used to be on the radio, and he's an idiot, and all these shows make fun of him. Now, this guy, Stuttering John, is politically, he's a lot like Jim Cornette. And, you know, in his day, he said some things that could be construed as racist, just like Jim Cornette. But apparently he had this big change of heart. Now, these kinds of people often tend to be the most evil, I think, because they kind of just do whatever they have to do. They say what they can say. They discriminate against who they can discriminate against, when they can, and then they turn it on, and they're like the biggest social justice warriors after that. And that's kind of John Melendez. So I just want to bring this up. This guy, the other guy with the glasses, his name is Adam Bush. He's an actor. He's a very, very smart individual. Very smart. I enjoy him on TV. He's on Who Are These Podcasts? A podcast show. Part of the Dabbleverse. Makes fun of Stuttering John a lot. Makes fun of a lot of podcasts a lot. It's pretty good. Adam Bush is on a lot. He's great. He's on other shows. And he did a show with John, Stuttering John, who claims, and that's kind of what we're getting into here, the specific thing. This guy, John, used to work for Howard Stern, used to work for The Tonight Show, never really did much, not really any talent. He claims that he has OCD, but Adam kind of calls him out correctly and says, you kind of only use that when it's convenient. So whether you have it or not, which you probably don't, it only comes out when it's convenient to you. And I want to talk about that because it's very prescient. Good word. So let's start this. And there's someone you'll see in the middle there. It says Avariza. That's a whole nother lady who is a trans man. And I actually, when she first came on the scene in the Dabbleverse, I liked her. And I wouldn't say I don't like her anymore. I think she's got some problems. I think she's got some issues. And I wish her the best. I think she can change her personality to the point where it's like very, almost scary. Her allegiances and all that. I was getting some info there. So that's it. There's three people. She comes on eventually. I'm not sure if she's even on and what we'll watch, but she's there. And so we're just going to watch this video and they're going to talk and let's see. Let's let them go for a little while.
Deny it was crispy chicken, and now you're saying it is. But it's okay.
No, I knew because when you DM me on Facebook, you said it was crispy chicken.
Yeah, but then you just said, "Did I call you? Didn't I call you? Didn't I call you?" And I said, "No, you didn't even know I was involved."
No, but I know that you told me you DM me it was crispy chicken. You don't remember that?
Of course I did. I said it. Yeah, please show it. Please show them. You keep threatening.
This is just kind of
done this. Show them.
I'm not going back to Facebook.
Ancillary stuff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. OCD.
There it is. OCD.
Oh, is that somehow something that?
So John claims he has OCD, and again, people don't believe it. I don't really believe it.
Is something to be ridiculed?
And I think I have some insight here. I think I have some pretty good insight into what makes a person like one Stuttering John Melendez.
You say it, yeah, because you're lying. It's absolute bullshit.
I'm lying?
Absolutely.
Ooh, call them out.
You've never had your OCD work in your favor. It's only to get out of things randomly.
So that's your own. So that's your own perception. You really believe
John was stupid for having this guy on. He's making him look like an idiot. John doesn't even have a defense, really.
I have 3 Facebook accounts. Are
you going to say all this again? It's not going to end this. It's not going to. We've heard you. I know.
I mean, one, if you have OCD, it can be like, of course, it's a spectrum, but it can be like a debilitating thing. And his best example is that he has 3 Facebooks that he has to go on 4 times. I don't believe that he even does go on 4 times. I don't believe he's telling the truth. Again, as Mr. Adam Bush said, convenient. It's always to get out of something. It's always to get some kind of. It's never inconvenient to him. If you have OCD, it is very inconvenient to you. It's embarrassing. I'm sure it's all these things. Not that they should be embarrassed about it, but I'm sure that comes with the territory. But for John, it gets me out of this and this and this.
I know. What if there was
and people see right through it?
But now you're saying that my OCD is working. Like I'm.
Yeah, I don't believe you have OCD, and you don't stutter. You stammer when you're nervous. You're not a stutterer.
Really? I don't stutter, and I don't
stutter at all.
That's another thing people have accused John over the years of putting on the stutter, because that is what kind of got him his job on the Howard Stern show. Stern thought it would be funny to have a stutterer interview celebrities, and I don't know if he has a real stutter or not. I don't care either. But that had, just so you know, for some background from a quality broadcaster, that has been brought up.
When you're talking about your, I don't know.
Is that why I take medication for OCD? You're a fucking idiot. Hold on.
I take medication for
what?
I don't know. I was trying to go.
No.
I don't want to be mean.
What, ugliness?
No, I said I don't want to be mean.
Oh. Well, have you already been mean?
Adam.
No, I've been critical of your podcast. Yo.
If you're
okay, now here's Ava. Again, I don't know if I explained her great. She kind of was a fan that a lot of fans get onto shows in the Dabbleverse, and it seems like she's now manipulating John. I don't know. And her story is the first show she was on was Stuttering John's, and he was an idiot. And then she went on his rival show on the Shuley Network called The Uncle Rico Show. Great show, by the way. Go watch it. TSN on YouTube, Rumble, all those. Great show. And she went on there for a while, and then she turned on them and went back to John. And now she seems to be running things for John. She seems to have some kind of control over John's show and what he does. And again, she scares me because she can so easily maneuver between who she's aligned with and who she hates. So she could be aligned with you one day and hate you the next. And I think that's the hallmarks of someone who's got issues, let's say.
And you're at this point, like 5 years in, and he really doesn't want people to talk about his family, and I think we know.
Oh, yeah. I apologize for even saying that word. He says it so much I forget, but I will absolutely not do it. I don't think it was. We only know about your family through you. The reason you don't know about mine is because I don't talk about it.
No, I understand. I'm not saying that
to
attack you. I'm saying, like, what do you think he should do or could do that would...
And again, John pretends like he gets mad at people talking about his family, but it just gets him out of things. And that's what this is about. Adam Bush said something about family, about his own family. He said the word family. John said, "Oh, now you're going to talk about family," and kicked him off. And that's what happened there. Just some background. I'm a quality broadcaster, so that's what I do.
Stop that.
If he said right now, if he said, "Hey, don't talk about my family," I've tried to keep to that, and I will. And I don't think what I said was a... Oh, you mean overall?
I don't think that you're really guilty of this. I'm talking about in general. Like, if you're him... And
he needs to stop talking about other people's families. It's the only way to stop it.
And yes, John talks about everyone's family. The kids, wives, everyone.
Do you think that if that happened, they would stop?
I do.
Which, I know, if you're looking... I mean, John and Jim Cornette have nothing to do with each other. But you see that common thread, the being hypocrites. I can do whatever I want, and then I can tell you're terrible for doing the same thing. There we go.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really? I went away for 16 months. It didn't stop, fuckhead. And by the way, I went away for
16 months. No, you went away for 8 months and then 8 months. You have to actually stay away. You're still here. You have to go away.
Yeah. Oh, I have to go away?
If you want it to stop, you have to be the bigger man.
Okay, so I went away for 8 months once.
No, for real, you're still
and
here.
8 months again, Adam.
That doesn't
And
count. You're still
And then when
here.
I went away for 8 months, your buddy Shitware tried to reach out to Ava to infiltrate one of my fucking.
That's awesome. You have to be above it. Getting closer to the screen doesn't make you
How do
louder.
you feel about them asking me to do that?
Getting closer to the screen doesn't make you louder. That's pretty funny. All right, let's keep going. There's a certain part I want to get to. I don't have the timestamp. I don't have my producer here, but we'll see. I want to get to it. Hopefully, we get there.
How do
Maybe
I feel
I'll
about
fast forward.
who asked
Them asking me to do that?
To go to one of
like
his
establish
kids?
a long-term friendship with one of John's.
Oh
kids
yeah,
to
I don't
get
support anything like that. You know.
Have you told them that?
But he's your buddy.
I'm talking to you too. You're talking to me. We're all talking to each other.
Yeah,
That's
I
better
don't
than
do
not.
that. I don't do
No,
that.
I'm asking you about.
I'll let the
I
clippers
don't.
handle that. What's that?
No, y'all go ahead.
Okay.
I don't do that. What do you think?
You don't talk about
Ava.
people's families?
Adam, the question was for you.
Oh, sorry.
How do you
See, he won't answer that question. He just won't answer it because he does talk about people's families.
feel when I'm away 8 months? I'm not bothering anybody.
Yeah, I've answered that. You have to stay away longer than 8 months.
By the way, this video is on the Doom account. They clip shows like this. Doom's Paya on YouTube. Great channel. I listen to it and you'll catch up with the Dabbleverse lickety split.
Oh, so you now are.
That should be his motto, lickety split.
Are creating the time.
You just asked me a question and I answered it, and you're like, "Oh, you know the answers." That's try it.
No.
You haven't tried it. Go for
What
it.
is your answer for someone to reach out to Ava to infiltrate a family member to get dirt on me?
I don't support any of that. I don't support the things you do either.
Oh.
And I'm very vocal about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, are you vocal about that?
I just was.
No. Have you been vocal about that to them?
Whenever anybody's asked me and I say anything I don't like to all of their face.
Have you ever been so confrontational
Yes.
with them and said that was wrong?
Did you read the chats that were coming in saying we know you're a truly troll?
Have you? I'm asking you.
Yes, the answer is yes. They'll pull up the clips. Yes, I have told them when I don't like things and when I do. And I still continue to do their shows and do yours.
Adam.
What?
See, he just answered his question, and whatever trap John thought he was laying there for Adam basically just kicked it and was like, "That's not going to work." And now John has to go somewhere else. He's a very dishonest person.
It is so sad that you choose first. Your two things out of the box were family and kids. That was the first two things that you can come up with.
Yeah, I
And
mentioned the fact that we have
and then alcoholism, and then mocking OCD. That was
it's not mocking. I don't believe it. I don't believe you have it. Other people do. I don't think you do.
Oh, really?
All right, I think what I was looking for is coming up here. So let's all give a listen, kids, huh? After that disappointment, I thought there was a meat blind goblin, but there wasn't. There was no meat blind goblin.
I don't have to prove it to you, Adam, but I have it on the worst spectrum.
Okay.
And why?
It's not. It's the messy kind, right? It's the kind that you're messy, which is a thing.
Adam, why would you think? And get off your fucking phone to get your little help.
I'm gonna do whatever I want, John. You don't tell me what to do.
Okay, then get the fuck out of here. Done. Fucking douche.
See, he curses like Cornette too. And that's another thing he does whenever he feels like he's getting out of control, which happened like 30 seconds ago when Adam kicked over his trap. He'll kick you off. He'll run away. That's what he does.
Whatever he wants to do, but I can't do what I want to do. What a fucking pussy.
Oh, language.
I say you finish it. Like, this is good for y'all. It's interesting to hear you both go at it.
No. In other words,
I really do wish the best for that Ava girl. I don't know. I think there's good there, but I think there's also trouble, and I hope they find happiness.
Ava, when's
I know he's pissing you off, but
No. He comes out of the box with kids and family, right? That was the first two things he said. Then
I don't think when he brought your kids and family up that he was doing it in a disparaging way. He was referencing that being something that comes up, and he was doing a callback to.
And that's exactly true.
Saying that about other people,
and that's a lot of people think this person Ava is trolling John. I don't know. It's been a while. I would doubt it, but who knows?
I think you took it as him just bringing it up to disparage you.
And by the way, what am I saying about any I mean, I did it in a retaliatory fashion, like when they were attacking
So it's okay.
my mother and my sister.
Well, I hashed that out with him. I think
he's just being completely dishonest there. I mean, they're attacking his mother and sister. It's so juvenile to even have this argument. Just know, if you're not familiar with the situation, he's being extremely dishonest there.
Like
he's
my mother, my sister.
He's not capable.
I think he is, John. I don't think you should just end it with you throwing him off like that.
Well, I did because it was all not. It was everything, and then
he's got a weird shaped head. One of the jowls, his head just kind of juts out to the side, right under his eyes. It starts jutting out to the side. Looks like a cartoon character.
Questions if I have OCD?
I question.
I know I'm the one that I've said I take a deep breath and then type out my show title.
Insane.
Well, then go at him for it. I don't think you should throw him off like that, because they're just gonna say John couldn't handle Adam and he threw him off. I say finish.
Hey, Vince, how are you?
Oh,
all right. Now this guy's funny. Vince the lawyer. He's kind of a troll. He's responsible for making some fine content, trolling John. John's an idiot, and Vince knows how to make him entertaining. He does stuff like orders pizzas and sends them to John. It pays for him, but I don't know. He's funny. If you go look up his channel, I'm not even sure what it is, but he's pretty funny. He's an actual lawyer. He's a smart guy. Anyway, he's here. Pretty much just to troll John. And, what an example he just gave of being OCD. He has to hold his breath and then type out his title. That's something he made up because he wants people to think he has OCD, and he wants to reap the benefits of that, the social benefits of it, and the benefit of the doubt, basically. Another benefit.
Christ on the cross.
I can't wait to see Adam. After all this bullshit, is he ready to come on?
What exactly do you think Adam owes you? He doesn't owe me anything. But don't go on every show and trash me after I was nice to you. And then his whole thing is, I should remember something about his day at Stern. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had 16 fucking years on Stern, and I'm supposed to remember one instance with.
Yeah, I don't think.
We get it. Where is Adam?
I just kicked him off.
Are you kidding? After all this,
you gotta bring him back. You gotta bring him back
to get here.
I said,
where the hell is Vince? It's echoing. It must be in his office.
Come back. I love Adam.
In the lobby or something.
All right, I just unblocked him.
Poker Mike.
But again, with that OCD thing, it's just so see-through. It's so transparent what he does. He creates these weird things that don't interrupt his life at all, aren't real OCD, and passes them off as if they are OCD, and then gets faux righteously angry when someone brings it up. It's
it'd be
terrible.
great to have Adam on the show. Can you hear me all right, John?
Yeah, Adam, come back if you want. Sammy Gagar, thanks for the $2. Adam, how does Amber Benson look nude?
Oh, what you say?
Who is Amber Benson?
Well, anyway, Pokemon Mike's like, yeah, Adam wants to go on, and I'll pay the $50 to go on. I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm at my gym full of Asians, and I go to him. All right, Mike, pay John the $50. I don't have Venmo. Now I'm sitting there on a machine. I know it's gay to be on a machine, but I'm on a machine, John, because it's my off day. And then you saw this behind this.
He's at the gym on a machine because it's his off day. Do you think that your muscles know whether you're working on a machine or not? That's weird.
Scenes, John. He didn't even get Adam's email. He didn't have Adam's availability. He just saw someone in the chat named Adam. Now, fortunately, after all this, Miss Judy pays Ava, and then 5 other people to get the email. And John, you had the email, but this was all Mike's fault. And it was so amateur. I'm really fucking pissed at him, dude.
Wait,
send Adam the link again because I unblocked him, but I don't know if he can come.
Yeah, well,
all right, I'm sending Adam. I'm gonna DM you the link.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here because it's not what I want.
They tried to call me, but again, I get so many spam
so
calls I didn't know. But then I got
he's lying right now. By the way, you could tell.
Text from Ditka.
He's lying. I don't know what he's talking about, but he's lying. Just the way he was stumbling there and looking away, he's lying.
And I'm like, what?
I'm a shock jock. I've been doing this since I was 18 years old.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back of when.
Why does he hold his hand up like that?
Got mad about this. I don't know if you were there still. I think someone had to text him.
No one cares. I do like you,
Vince. Oh, that was Bob. Oh, Abba and I discussed it. That's Baba Booey when he said.
I'm sorry. I'm just really mad that the meat blind goblin doesn't exist. I just want everyone to know that. I'm still coming to terms with that. I should expect Cornette to tell fibs like that, but that one still got me because I wanted it to exist. I wanted a chance at happiness for Mr. Jim, Wim Jim.
Yeah, Abba.
What was it? Abba, what was?
Because I got bad, upset about.
Yeah.
I was watching you interview. Who's that little guy from There's Something About Mary? Mm-hmm. So you referenced that Reiner kid in.
The point I'm trying to make. Adam's trying to say, what do you remember about when he was on the show on a center? I'm supposed to remember it was his first time on Howard Stern. Took him back. And that's gonna. No, I don't think so.
But he's going to say what he thinks.
That I'm not OCD.
Classy. Oh, here it is. I think maybe. Hopefully.
Nobody would brag.
Okay, here it is.
About being OCD. I mean, that would be the most.
I don't think he's bragging. I think he's using it. I don't think he's bragging at all. No one's saying he's bragging. He's using it. That's what Adam said. It's convenient. Everything is convenient. And I've had friends like this. Like they have this OCD when it's convenient to getting what they want.
Ridiculous thing. Nobody would brag about being on OCD meds.
Again, didn't brag. You use it as an excuse. Actually, he's a very manipulative person. Manipulative. There we go. Shock jock. And this is something. This is a tool that he learned, and we're going to get to this. I believe he learned very, very early on in his life how to use this tool, this specific tool, to get what he wants.
Howie Mandel and I would talk about OCD ad nauseum when he was a guest on The Tonight Show. I mean, obviously.
So he had a conversation with Howie Mandel. Everyone knows that if you have a conversation with Howie Mandel, whatever you talk about becomes true, even if it wasn't before. Everyone knows this. That is the magic of Howie Mandel. I'm sorry for forgetting. Duke.
And like I told you, I went to Columbia, your alma mater, and they did a brain scan of my brain, and they said it was the highest.
I believe he's lying.
Where the fuck is it?
They said I was the highest of OCD spectrum. It was that high.
Yeah.
Because, because they look at your whole brain. Mm-hmm. Dude, why would I lie?
I haven't looked this up. I don't really care that much, but I wonder if they can actually do that. And even if they can, they'll probably just say that you're predisposed to it. They won't say, oh my goodness, you have the most OCD brain we've ever seen.
About being OCD. Like, why?
Because you can use it to manipulate and get things you want.
From it, you want to use it as an excuse when things go wrong. I mean,
yes,
it's possible. I don't
know
if
it's
true or not.
Come on, Vince. Come on, man.
Where's Adam? I can't believe I came all this way.
He kind of got to it partly.
I DM'd him saying, "Hey, John wants to have you back. The link is the same." And I sent it to him again.
Adam off.
He's not on Chili's show either, though. He might have just. I don't know where. Wait, he just.
Leave.
No, that's not what I knew. I think you two need to hash it out at least.
Yeah, but we can't hash it out unless you mediate it.
Me jumping in on your relationship with him would have been really annoying.
All Stuttering John songs in key of A, not in my opinion. No, they're not. He can come back. I'm just saying, for me to have to remember, Vince, his biggest argument, I'm supposed to remember what happened when he was on the Stern Show in fucking.
Oh boy, no one cares.
That Eddie Van
talk
and
about
he's my idol.
OCD.
I mean, you know how many people walked into that show, Vince?
So
You don't remember?
It's the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard. Yeah, but we all know, I mean, but, he's back. So, potentially attempting to decide. Just said that you never really.
Adam, do you believe like the spin and the way that they've made this out to be that basically?
I don't believe.
At least she's asking him good questions.
Dabbleverse. But John, did you just say you're glad you have Ava and Vince here because you don't know anything?
No, I did not just say
Adam
that.
Bush is a treasure.
I don't know what you say on Shitway's show. Ava seemed to say that you played it down.
So then why are you so upset if you don't even know what I say? What do you want?
No. We're talking about the one incident about Shitware.
Yeah, I don't support it. What do you want from me?
No,
I don't
support it. You weren't that loud about it.
I'm not. I don't take a lot of stands like that.
And the other thing that
I've said it. What do you want me to say? What more do you want me to say? I disavow.
I think he's pointing out that you didn't disavow.
Why can't everyone just get to the point that I want?
I'm sure I disavowed it to them if I was asked. I'm very.
You know what I mean?
Okay, then I do it now.
I want everything I want right now
then I'll
without
bring
question.
it up and I'll tell them and I'll let them know.
Regardless if it's possible or not.
I'll do it now. What can I do to fix it? Tell me.
I don't need you to fix it. He's just.
Well,
I don't know. You kind of operate like on a higher ethical level than them. I think. Like at least I look at you that way, and yeah, you kind of just didn't say anything. But
that I challenge you two, and Ava, you and I have had discussions where we are challenging each other.
Adam.
What?
Adam, and now here's another point.
What?
And I'll bring Vince. I'm going to bring him.
No, there's no need. You don't have to. You can handle it. You're a big boy. You got it.
No.
You can do it without 3 friends, 2 friends. You can handle it. We're just going to talk.
Here we go. I have 2 friends.
See, and he's calling John out there again. John needs to gang up on people. John needs his friends there to when it comes down to it, yell at the other person until they just can't deal with it anymore. Adam Bush calling it out perfectly.
Between the people on the screen, I'm not. Everything's not an attack.
I'll take Ava out. Now the other thing is, Adam, is that you say that I should remember bringing you. You're expecting me.
Get to the point that I want.
16 years, every day and night. Not every night, but every morning and day on the Stern Show. How are you expecting me to remember?
Vince,
You and I meet on the Stern Show.
Will you let me answer?
Yes.
I can't hear.
Vince, how do I say this right? My point was that you asked the answer. Let me finish it. People see
what they're talking about here is
I was giving you a
Adam Bush was on Howard Stern years and years ago, and John said he got him on, and who the hell cares? That's basically it. So, some background. I'm trying to get to the point that I want. He talks more about the OCD thing.
You accept? So I'm confused at.
Wait. So you gave me
how to? Okay.
But
it's definitely not alcohol, right?
The point being is, I'm not going to remember.
I didn't say you weren't. What?
What? Tell me your memory.
We are
of ridiculousness.
I know it's rude to correct people's grammar. I apologize. That
you and I hung out.
Nothing is integral, as you said it. That you didn't even know happened until.
Yeah, because I do a lot of kind things for people. Am I supposed to remember every one?
No, you're
His
supposed to. As you
bouncing.
You claim all you want is a thank you, and I gave you a thank you, and you're so.
That's a good pause right there.
Pissed about it.
No, I'm pissed that then you go and trash
how high his eyebrows
on
go.
every other fucking show.
You're a cartoon
I told
character.
You and you said it was okay.
No, I didn't know you were going to go trash me. I thought you were an ally.
I am an ally.
Oh, God. With allies like you, what do I need fucking enemies? Holy
I can see why you would feel that way. I can see that. And shut up.
I'm not fighting your battles. And don't somebody shut up. We'll kick your little Jewish ass right out of here.
Oh,
back to East Meadow.
No. Adam, like Vince's whole point was, do you remember, like he was trying to say one show. I don't even know.
You star with a Japanese actor when you were.
All
right. None of this matters.
And
that was great. That was great.
Well, he's a consummate troll.
Get to the OCD.
If I cared, I wouldn't have pointed it out.
I mean, I don't hate you. I was pointing that point out because I don't think at 8 in the morning you're supposed to remember everything.
Okay, come on.
I mean, I don't remember everybody.
You keep talking about and why what your
something like. And by the way, a school teacher, ever freaking diehard alcoholic if you can continue and continue.
John seems to be an alcoholic
have
too.
Jobs where you are never ever, accused of being an alcoholic, except for this cesspool of ridiculousness. Now, Adam.
Yes.
Getting back to
Can I comment on what you just said?
What?
Can I comment on what you just said?
Sure.
How often do you drink on your show?
Depends. Is it the 3 o'clock one or is it the 6 o'clock?
Just on average.
You have to ask. Depends.
Years,
It's probably too much.
Not drink on a show.
Again, it depends. If I do one at noon, if I do one at 3, when I do
the audience knows that chances are they know the answer.
At 6 o'clock,
they know the answer.
Yeah.
So if you do it on your show, why can't we comment on it? If you bring things up, why can't we have an opinion on it?
Does Lady K drink on his show?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he an alcoholic?
No, and if I called him one, he wouldn't get defensive like you.
Oh, so he's not, but I am.
Yeah, you're significantly more drunk more often than I would say Carl is.
Well, he's not, and you are.
Sips of beer. Kumia sips of...
Do other people drink? Yeah. Are they alcoholics? No. Well, then how can I be? Because you drink more. And you have... that you just drink more. And you're an alcoholic.
Beer, I
it
see
seems like.
you and you're drunk.
And does Shitway get stoned?
Definitely. Sometimes he's as stoned as you are drunk. I've seen it.
Okay. So now we're on fair ground. Now,
what point did he make there?
So now, this is a big thing to me that really irritates me. And
you see, we keep resolving and you just move on to the next one. There's never going to be an end to this.
Each one.
Okay, I hope there's an end to it because I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to resolve each one.
Okay, cool.
I'm hoping to get to a peaceful end.
Love it.
Because I am a peacemaker, and I don't want to go and leave this show.
He's a Jim Cornette type.
I'd rather leave this show and say, well, we found common ground. Do you understand? That's where I'm aiming. That's what I'm aiming for, Adam. Okay. So, I have suffered.
Okay, here it is. I honestly think this is it.
All my life. Adam, it has been traumatizing.
See, right there, those two sentences, that's why he does it. For that sympathy, for the excuses, for the manipulation.
For me. I have finally realized how bad it was when I was playing Little League Baseball. And I had to kick my socks up, even though they weren't down, every time I got up at bat. And I realized there was an issue. And...
So he realized when he was a child? I guess he said he did it afterwards. I don't know. He's an idiot. I mean, is that a real... Everyone kind of gets into that. It's kind of a nervous thing. It's kind of an anxiety thing. Pretty normal, probably, and you learn how to deal with it. Not everyone diagnoses themselves with a disease that they say is debilitating. And, that's... everyone could, I guess. Everyone could take that like, oh, I have OCD. If they're looking for excuses, yeah, you could do that. But I think it's kind of a normal thing that a lot of people do. Not everyone, but a lot of people. Doesn't mean they have OCD. They get over it. They stop it. And some don't. And some do actually have OCD to some extent. Various extent. I don't think this guy does, though.
It fucked me up in Little League Baseball. And I knew that I had a problem, especially when I was in the beach when I was 5 years old and I couldn't have sand on my hands.
Okay, now this is the one. So he couldn't have sand on his hands at the beach, at 5 years old.
I literally sat on the beach with my family with my hands up like this. Okay. Now, in college.
Okay, so we'll take that one. Very, very young. I think it's the youngest he mentioned. 5 years old at the beach. Listen, I'm not a huge fan of sand. I have my own private beaches at a few of my estates, and I have showers, and it's real easy. But I remember being a kid, going to the beach with Edna Adora Blesky, and I didn't like sand, but I went to the beach anyway because I liked the beach. I liked going in the waves, jumping in the waves, in the water, all that. I could have let that aversion to the feeling of sand everywhere make me stop going, but I didn't want to. I wanted to go to the beach. What I think happened with Johnny Boy here. Now, I know his mother seems to be one of the types of mothers who, John never did a thing wrong in his life. That's what it seems like to me. So I think when he did things like that, yeah, he didn't like the feeling of sand. No more than any other kid, though. And when he did things like that, he saw the reaction he got from his mom. And he said, oh, if I keep going with this, I'm going to get this reaction. I like it. And it's going to help me get what I want. It's going to help me play people. Let's let him go on a little more.
I took a class called Logic, Sets, and Numbers, where I realized every thought, every thought you could negate with an opposite thought. And I realized that was my OCD. So at 18 years old, I sought a therapist and said, there's something wrong.
Thought.
And they prescribed anafranil. Now, why would somebody go through the lengths that I had to get medication or some help through therapy and everything about my massive OCD that I
because you can manipulate people with it,
and unfortunately is prevalent in.
Okay, so I want him to go on with that, because after that young experience with, if I give in to this feeling, if I make this as bad as I can make it, I get good reaction. My mom comes and comforts me. She gives me whatever I want. I can use this. So when I'm uncomfortable, when I'm doing something I don't like to do, when I just want something, I can play this OCD card and get what I want. And that progressed and progressed and progressed through his life. And he found out, I can go and I can get sympathy. I can get whatever, until he got to the Howard Stern show. And Howard Stern said he had OCD, which he probably didn't either. Or doesn't. And he's like, I can use what luck. I can use this as a common ground with him, my boss, to get farther. I can tell him I have the same thing. We suffer from the same thing. We're kindred spirits. So from a very early age, he learned I give in to this. I make it as big as possible. I get that great reaction from my mom who is spoiling me. And then I just use it for the rest of my life whenever I want. Whenever I do something wrong, whenever I need to get out of something, whenever I need an excuse for the crappy things I've done. OCD. Boom. And that's what I think. And that was interesting to me. And that's why I wanted to bring this up. And that was my point in this, of his lies here. I just thought it was interesting when I was listening to this. Great job by Adam Bush. Big fan of his. You should listen to him. You should buy anything he makes. He's smart. He's good. He's a musician. He's an actor. He was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I believe, back in the old days. I'm so glad he went on here. It was very entertaining. And this was just a very, very, a thing I wanted to point out. And I think I did artfully. But let's listen to some more, and then we'll move on.
My family, where, I'm not going to mention my children, but let's just say
you just mentioned your children.
A very prevalent thing for you.
All right, I'm not going to mention my children, but basically they have OCD. That's what he just said there. And who cares? I mean, anyway.
Sit there and accuse me of not having this.
See, Adam Bush made a lot of great points in this, that aside from the OCD thing, but the OCD thing included. John is doing the only thing he knows how to do, using this against him. John made no points. John was wrong about everything. John was shown to be lying and misrepresenting. But the only way he feels now, he's like, I can win it all. I can end this with a win if I just make it seem like he's persecuting me for my OCD. That's what's happening here. Manipulation. John would be smart if he wasn't so lazy and evil. He would, because he's good at manipulation, but he won't apply it to anything else. He's lazy. So there you go. But go on, John.
Debilitating disorder that has affected me in many ways. And by the way, Howard Stern has it, Jay Leno has it, Howie Mandel has it, and Howie and I would sit
and a little personal story from the life of a young Spud Bleski. I remember one time we were in a car waiting, and we were outside of a Carvel ice cream place. I don't know if they have those all over the country, but they had them where I grew up, in Anytown, USA. So we were outside, and it was hot, and it was, it was bearable, but it was hot. And little Spud, you know, I was very young, so still learning to become the great man that I became and am now. And I kind of started freaking out again a little. I don't remember exactly what I did, but I know like I was overreacting to the heat. And Edna Dorobleski just put an end to it right there. With one word, she just said, stop. And I stopped, and I never did it again. And I realized I don't want the kind of attention that comes from being someone who can't handle things. I don't want the kind of attention that comes from being associated with a disorder or a disease. You know, I want to live a happy life. I want to learn how to deal with setbacks, with obstacles. And that's what Edna Dorobleski taught me right there. And it helped me become the shock jock I am today. That's why I'm eternally grateful to her and why I allow her to live in my Chula Vista estate. That's where she lives. The Yorba Linda estate is currently under construction. It's going to be beautiful. Maybe she'll want to move there. I don't know. But she currently lives in the Chula Vista estate. Beautifully appointed. Magnificent. Anyway, that's just a personal touch for me because I think I might have been predisposed to some things like this when I was a youngin'. Now I'm perfect. I've gotten over everything and you know, I win everything. Number one, shock jock. Good job. Quack. But I feel like we could all kind of go that way. Not all, but I feel like I could. And maybe that's why I wanted to point this out so bad and why I was so interested in it. Well, go on, John. Finish up.
Talk about what medications we were on and what works better. And for you to sit there and try.
His point is that why would he talk about medications if he didn't have the thing? For again, everything that Adam said, everything that I said. It's pretty simple.
And discredit me and say that OCD is not a real thing when it comes.
Did he
to
say
me,
OCD wasn't? Oh, when it comes
find
to
reprehensible.
I find you reprehensible, John.
What say you? Are you gonna say it? Say the line.
Reprehensible.
No. Say what say you.
All right.
You say that to me. You say what say you, and then I give my response.
No, just stop being an asshole and just answer the question.
Thank you for asking. Two-part answer. One, so your issue with me for the last couple of years has been something that happened today.
No, you just said today.
Okay, then I'll answer
Adam
that.
is a treasure.
You, as someone who's watched your show a lot, it only comes up when you need an excuse for bad behavior or something you don't want to answer.
He's right.
And that's what you did today.
John has no answer to that.
Actually inhibit in a bad way. We only see it when you need to deflect or get out of an answer.
Yep.
So it makes it suspect. My car's messy. I have OCD. I can't answer. I couldn't send you the link. I have OCD. It's never something that actually hurt you. It's always like me and these wonderful celebrities.
What a great, he articulated that so well. Great job, Adam.
That I bring up or sharing in this thing that is my excuse, like it was on Howard, for whenever you had to answer to something.
So now you're trying to say, so in other words.
You asked my opinion. That was it.
Okay. So in other words, you are going to say that because I say you're in your mind.
Oh, he is in trouble. He is in trouble.
When it's something that is called out, like when you said Facebook, that is where I bring it up. And now you're probably texting shit.
Because you said for 20 minutes, you said, I can't get a
what
hold of
point
him
did he
while
just
you're
try to make?
holding and threatening to show these DMs that said Facebook in big letters on them.
Yes,
you're a smart guy. You can look down
I
and
don't
figure it out.
go on Facebook.
See, that's
So I guess he's talking about, I guess
I'm
he showed someone's messages. I don't know what they're talking about here, but I'm sure that's what happened.
Unaware. It's OCD.
No, it is very OCD. And by the way, I have said on numerous occasions on my show, without any argument, I have said I have to take this sip and then that sip. I have said that.
Oh, I know you have.
That means nothing, though. That's such a little thing that you make yourself do, if you even do it. I mean, and he might have been doing this so long that he now is, caught in these things. But and I do feel for people who do have OCD to any degree, who legitimately have it, because it can be inconvenient. But they're not looking for sympathy. Most of them, not like this guy, who I don't think has it.
You say a lot of things.
So in other words, it's only when it suits you.
No, I have an objective opinion.
I have said when I walk out to my
no point.
steps,
Still
I
making
have
no
to
point.
count them to get my beer.
Who cares? You know what people who have OCD don't do? They don't they don't get their face red trying to explain all the things they do to prove to someone they have OCD. You know, if I had OCD and I was in that situation and someone said, I don't believe it, I'd say, okay, I do. I wouldn't say, well, how come I count the grains of rice on the ceiling after the party? How come I do that if I don't have OCD? How can you say that I don't have OCD when I look at the clock and I lick it every 12:05? That's twice a day I have to lick the clock. And you're saying I don't have OCD. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's not okay.
How do you know I don't have OCD?
I am never accused you. Now you're deflecting. Answer the question.
I just
have
did
said on
because you
numerous
use it.
occasions, Adam.
Yeah, that's
let me finish.
fine. You've said that
Adam,
to build
let
this
me
argument.
Finish. Let me finish now.
You're not
I have
saying
said
anything.
On numerous occasions. Oh, I had to plug this in 3 times.
Again.
I had to do that. I had to take 5 steps in my bedroom. That was not a part of an argument.
John, you said you got a 690 on the LSAT. Like, what are you talking about?
Were you ever late for something because you couldn't stop making sure your stove was off? You know, that's real. And, you know, this guy, he's just annoying. All right, keep going.
About.
No, I did not. Anyway.
Yes, whatever score. You lie all the time. Why is that the one we're supposed to believe?
No. That was, again, you're
deflecting what?
John is
the question.
What question?
What's the question?
My question is, you have said
he
that
is
I
so
only
lost.
use OCD when I need it.
Yeah, you're smart enough to know you got to spread around the lie a little bit. You can't you got to make it work. Got to make it sink in.
So in other words,
still making no point. He is so lost.
On the LSAT? I'm showing subjective data that you lie.
Okay. So in other words, I say all the time, even on Stern and everything else about the OCD.
And you did it then for the same thing. You were trying to explain your bad behavior and why you were in the bathroom and why you were not working was because of OCD. We've seen your behavior and we recognize patterns.
In other words, I don't suffer from OCD.
No, it's an excuse to get out of not doing things.
See,
okay.
Or him asking that question, it's a huge tell. He has no idea what to say, and he just keeps going back to that. His only point is asking the question, so I don't suffer. I don't suffer from the OCD. I don't have to lick the clock.
Not having to answer things. That's what I believe.
Okay.
You don't believe I have OCD, and you feel comfortable telling me that to my face?
No, I don't know if you do or not.
Okay. So then maybe don't be so mean about it before you know that. Some people don't like disclosing things.
You're the one who accuses me of not having it.
Absolutely. I don't think you do.
Well, then you're an idiot.
All right.
Great argument.
That. I'm also not a celebrity and I'm not famous.
He makes no point ever.
No, you're not.
All right. That's it. I enjoy that. I enjoy the Dabbleverse. I don't know. Okay. Now, got another thing for us here. Let's exit that out. Let's get to back to the studio here. Of course, we got the QR code. Super tip if you want to support the show. We have a lot of anonymous super chats coming in. Thank you guys. They don't want to be played. They just want to give money. Send me an encouraging message, and I appreciate that. Okay. Let's see. Probably the last thing we'll do here. I came across this, and I don't know what any of it is. Apparently it's a study, and I am just excited to kind of peruse it with you. Just about 15 more minutes, and we'll head out. A very successful Saturday hang. I appreciate all the financial support from my supporters. We put that right back into the show. Thank you very much. Most of you staying anonymous. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Crip guts, stomas, and the violence of returning to normal. A feminist queer crip approach to the gut. Okay. Now let's... Oh, wait. Hold on. All right. All right, I'll put myself up here on this one. Let's see. And then I want to, hold on, let's go back to the studio for a second. There we go. All right, now I got what I need. There we go. All right, crip guts, stomas, and the violence of returning to normal, a feminist queer crip approach to the gut. I don't understand. Published last November, just a few months ago. This is from nature.com. Written by Orla Meadhiba Murray. whatever the hell that middle name is. And it is in the humanities and social sciences communication. I don't know if they're even, part of me thinks this is a joke, but I just want to share it anyway. It's some kind of study, Crip guts. So I'm guessing Crip is crippled people. I doubt it's a gang member, Crip. Crip is crippled people and their guts, their stomachs, stomas. What is a stoma? Let me look that up. I don't actually know what that is. I know most things, but I don't know what a stoma is in this context. Let's see here, looking it up. A surgically created opening, usually on the abdomen, that connects an internal organ like the bowel or urinary tract to the body's surface, allowing waste, urine, feces, or mucus to exit when the normal route isn't possible. Managed with, okay. So it's like, okay, so people who have issues and need to excrete their waste in a different way. Okay, that's what a stoma is. So crip guts, so crippled people's guts, stomas, and the violence of returning to normal. What the hell does that mean? The violence of returning to normal. A feminist, queer, crip approach to the gut. I'm fairly certain that whether you're a feminist, queer, crip, or a chauvinist, straight, not crip injured person, the gut works similarly in humans, and things can go wrong, but for the most part, But let's read. With that kind of title, I need to know more, and I needed to bring this to you. I found this a while ago. I was waiting for the right time, and tonight is the right time. Abstract. What is a feminist, queer, crip of abstract? If you're not familiar with scientific literature, it's like it kind of gives you an overview of the topic and everything. All right. What is a feminist, queer, crip approach to the gut? How might we use feminist, queer, crip theory? Feminist, queer, crip theory. Oh my goodness. Who the hell knew that existed? To make sense of non-normative guts. Okay, non-normative. Ones that don't work well, like what? They don't work well. No one wants their gut not to work well. We don't have to call it non-normative. We get it. The ones that are diseased, that have problems, aren't normal, and that's what non-normative. It's not something you should accept. You should make it better if you can. Non-normative to me kind of insinuates like, well, it's good how it is, but who knows? And how might crip guts help us make sense of the world? I don't know. I want to know. This paper is an autoethnographic, it seems like more gobbledygook, reflection on my crip guts, specifically being diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, a form of inflammatory bowel disease, and having a colectomy, surgery to remove my colon to create an ileostomy, a type of stoma. I consider the epistemic complexities of both patient and researcher and the importance of acknowledging multiple forms of expertise, putting my autoethnographic reflections into conversation with a variety of texts. Now here, okay, this seems like interesting. I think I'm getting a little tired, huh? Even us professional broadcasters need some sleep. Okay. I argue that my crip guts provide an embodied, if stigmatized, form of knowledge that complicates academic lived experience and body-mind divisions, alongside necessitating more holistic responses to crip guts beyond individualizing biomedical models. What the hell? So she argues that her crip guts provide an embodied, though stigmatized probably, form of knowledge. So her crip guts provide a form of knowledge that complicates academic / lived experience and body-mind divisions, and alongside necessitating more holistic responses to crip guts beyond individualizing biomedical models. Now, is this person crippled because of this, or are they crippled on top of this? That's what I'd like to know. I examine the violence of discourses of normality around bodily difference and the complex temporalities of the gut through a focus three key moments in my crip gut experience. The violence of discourses, so the violence of talking about normality, being normal, around bodily difference and the complex temporalities of the gut through a focus three key moments in my crip gut experience. Probably should have proofread this. late diagnosis and not being believed, stoma representation and stigmatized imagined futures, and the gut remembering colonial past. Okay. Before arguing for queer stoma pride as a destigmatized collective refusal of normative gut discourse and valuation of crip gut knowing. Valuation of crip gut knowing. This is insane. I hope it's a joke. I'll have egg on my face. Okay. So they argue for queer. Now, a stoma, this thing that helps you excrete waste when it doesn't work. She wants to destigmatize that. Now, what does that mean? Like, I don't think they should be treated any differently. They should be given grace and care and all that. But are we supposed to say like, oh no, they're working? That's what I want to know. And maybe they're not saying this, but it seems like they could be saying to me, we want to say that the people with these stomas are they work no differently and their body works just as well as people that don't need these stomas. And that's just not true. The body works well when it's working. And when you need to reroute things, it's not working as well. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. That doesn't mean anything about you. It just means that's the truth. And destigmatize collective refusal of normative gut discourse and valuation of crip. What is crip gut knowing? What is that? What is crip gut? I'm going to look that up. If that's a thing, I'm just going to type crip gut in because I've never heard of it. And I'm still kind of mad at what Kroger actually is. I thought it was a goblin. Meat blind goblin. I wish I could live in that time, but I can't. I can't live in the time when Kroger to me was a meat blind goblin. Crip gut is a term from disability studies coined by scholars, blah, 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 that refers to non-normative digestive processing. Okay, so it seems like it's not a crippled person necessarily. It's their gut is crippled. Maybe it's what they're saying. I don't know. Hope, whatever. Okay. Introduction, a guts origin story. Just a little more. I really want to, what violence of discourse? And then what is crip gut knowing? I don't even want to look it up. In November of introduction, a guts origin story. In November of 2020, I was very ill with what I thought was food poisoning or an infection. I was living in London, yikes, having recently moved there for a 1-year postdoctoral job at Imperial College London. Living in London, her issue probably was the knife that was in her stomach. But due to the COVID-19 lockdowns, was working from home in a shared flat. My health had been up and down for months, which I put down to stress until I began to get excruciating abdominal pain and bloody diarrhea. See, that means it's not normal. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you need to get treated and things aren't going right. And that's okay. I mean, it's not okay. You should get it fixed. But it doesn't make you bad. For 2 weeks, I tried to manage these symptoms at home, drinking endless sachets of rehydration mixes and water, and going back and forth to my doctor. Finally, a blood test showed extremely high inflammatory markers. Sunday, blah, blah, blah. So she has to get all these things. She has initial attempts to manage my symptoms with IV fluids and steroids were unsuccessful, so they moved to a biologic drug called infliximab. This did not work. And so 9 days after being admitted to the hospital, I had a colectomy, the removal of the large bowel. Unsurprisingly, this experience was traumatic. I had very little time to prepare for the diagnosis, surgery, and changes to my body. Prior to hospitalization, I did not fully understand what a stoma was due to lack of representation of ostomates. Okay. Ostomates. Maybe we should educate people on what stomas were. I didn't know what they were. But she seems to be, I don't know, seems to be blaming the world for her not knowing what a stoma is. Since then, I have proactively sought out ostomate representation on social media and through news stories about increasing numbers of celebrities who are coming out as ostomates. Many of these stories focus on emphasizing the possibility of a normal life to challenge stigma and provide positive imagined futures for others. For others going through stoma surgery. Seems like she's mad about this. She's mad. Now, again, I don't know this to be true, but it seems like where this is going is she's mad at these people trying to say there's a way to live normally, where she's saying, well, I am normal, whatever. Let's see. Well, Pierce's message, you can live. Pierce is an actress or something that gave a quote. You can live a full life after stoma is important. Invocations of normality as a way to reassure ostomates is not straightforwardly positive. I don't know. I disagree. I don't think it's positive or negative. I think it's acknowledging reality, which I guess is a positive thing. You know, I think ostomates need to realize it's going to be different and it stinks and whatever, but the alternative is not being happy. So you can either find a way to be happy and say, I'm going to go back to normal as I can be, or you can say, well, I am normal. And, you know, in most ways you are, but you do have this one part. All right. After stoma surgery in 2020, hospital staff attempted to reassure me, saying things like, don't worry, you'll be back to normal soon, or life with a stoma can still be very normal. One suggested method of getting back to normal was possibility of 2 further surgeries to create a J pouch, which would reverse a stoma and invert blah, blah, blah. I found it hard to understand why I would want to do this given surgeries, BC, blah, blah. Again, so it seems like people trying to encourage her is getting her mad. The imperative to normalize the body, even if only superficially, felt very present in medical discussions around the possibility of a J pouch surgery. I can't read this whole thing. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Anyway, you know, we were introduced to a lot of concepts here, and I think we all need to sleep on them. I honestly do. But I hope this lady finds happiness. I hope she becomes okay with people normalizing not being ostomates, which a word we learned today, right? We learn a lot of good things on this show, and that's just one of them. Okay. Well, I believe that's all we have time for. I got to go get my beauty sleep, my shock jock sleep. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday hang. Hope you had as much fun as we did. Again, AOL keyword adorable podcast. Get us on MySpace and, you know, whatever, Friender or Fixer or whatever. Again, thank you for being adorable boy disciples. You number in the millions and millions, and there's so many of you represented here tonight. We're being shadow banned, so we all know how that goes. But thank you all for being here. Another great night to be a great time to be an American, a great time to be an adorable boy, a great time to be alive. So this is Spud Adorableski signing off from the Adorable Boy Podcast. We will see you next time.